about the aging process. And basically, a switch takes place around the age of between 26 and 30. Up to the age of 26, our body is in what's known as an anabolic state. An anabolic state, by the way, is a very good state for our body to be in. Really good state. We're in it when we're younger. What's happening there is our body is building up. It's repairing the muscle tissue. The metabolism is working very, very well. All of the cells are being renewed in the body. So our body is in that state up to about the age of 26. It's a very, very positive state for our body to be in, is an anabolic state. But a switch takes place, our body changes state in and around the age of between 26 and 30. Now, before I go into that, there are steps we can take to actually switch back into an anabolic state, and that is really, really good. That is really, really good to be able to do that. So even as we get older, we can take steps to go back into an anabolic state, which is the same state we were in when we were younger, when our body and our cells are in unit and we're building up the body and it's balancing itself out. But that change takes place around the age of 26, and it's mainly known as a catabolic state. And catabolic means breaking down. The body is starting to break down from the age of 26. You won't notice it because it's very, very small at the time. It's only about ½ pound a year, roughly about 1.5% every year. It's not noticeable. Aging is so slow you don't notice it happening. But that's what's starting at about the age of 26. By the time we're in our 50s, the research has shown we can have lost up to 30% of our muscle tone. So the first sign of aging is a gradual loss of muscle. That is the first sign of aging. Now, that's what's happening on the outside. So we notice that muscle, first of all, muscle burns body fat. And if we've lost 30% of our muscle structure, our metabolism has slowed down. And the research is showing that our metabolism can slow down by as much as 45% over our lifetime. What we'll notice as we're getting older, when we look in the mirror, we're actually getting softer. Our youthful toned muscle is being replaced. We're getting softer and we're getting fatter. Our metabolism is slowed down and we're losing our muscle structure. And that is mainly the aging process. The main factor in aging is a loss of muscle. That is the main factor in aging. Now, that's what's happening on the outside. On the inside, internally, what's happening inside in our system? Our liver is a muscle. Our lungs are a muscle. Our heart is a muscle. Our pancreas is a muscle. All of our internal organs, they're all muscle. And the research is showing they're shrinking as well. So if you lost 30% of the outside, also on the inside. And every single day of our lives, we could be unknowingly going in the direction of health problems and fat gain. It's basically that catabolic process that we're talking about. And that continues throughout our life. And what we don't want to do is accelerate that process. That's what we don't want to do. What we want to do is interfere with that process. And actually, if we can flip back into an anabolic state, that is the absolutely ideal. Now, when people start to lose weight, and you'll hear it, there's so much information out there. There's never been as many fitness classes and gyms ever. But yet people are getting fatter and obesity is on the increase and diabetes is on the increase as well. So we really need to look at that, because when most people notice that they're putting on weight, generally a lot of people can do a low calorie counting diet, or they can do aerobics, or they can do both. And what the research is showing is you will lose weight while you're doing that, but if you're not getting the macronutrients that the body needs, we're losing muscle. So it's a very, very dangerous way to go about losing weight. We could be going into a dangerous zone there. So low calorie counting is not looking at the bigger picture. We need to look at the bigger picture of what's going on here. So low calorie counting, we will lose weight, but the bigger picture is we don't want to lose muscle. That's what we don't want to lose. We want to lose fat, and we want to hold our muscle, not just for the outside, but more importantly for the inside.